And weirdly, 1 hour later, I had a pitch with Kevin Feige and all the Marvel people, and Sean and I were gonna tell them that we're gonna punt for a year or two and come back to this later when we all have like a clearer head and stuff. So on that Zoom with those guys, we just pivoted and literally made up out of thin air the story of Deadpool and Wolverine, which is actually what we ended up. Sometimes when you're just so full of and you go with it, you end up actually kind of hitting the bullseye.
We'll see what the documents actually say, because that's what we have are documents. Documents actually don't lie. People do. And it's important that everyone sees all of the documents that are involved in the case, because there are people that have been destroyed as a result of the allegations that have been made.
Hollywood often becomes a breeding ground for salacious headlines, but the chatter about Ryan Reynolds potentially leaving Marvel because of untruths told by Blake Lively has led to an especially frenzied debate. Fans are asking whether a personal crisis could genuinely jeopardize Ryan's position with one of the biggest powerhouses in entertainment. Is it plausible that his Marvel tenure is on the line over private drama? Or are we simply witnessing another example of internet speculation spiraling out of control? Regardless of the truth, the story has captivated the public, and people across social media are dissecting every clue they can find. This controversy didn't surface with an official announcement or a clear-cut leak. It gradually took shape through scattered whispers, offhand remarks, and viral posts on social media. Early discussions revolved around Ryan's satisfaction with Marvel, typical contract negotiations, cameo possibilities, or normal speculation when actors transition from one project to another. However, the tone shifted when references to Blake Lively began appearing. Some claimed she had spread misleading information about Ryan's availability or commitment, triggering Marvel's alleged dissatisfaction. These vague accusations soon ballooned into a sweeping story of Ryan being blindsided by a supposed corporate decision to let him go. As word of Blake's so-called lies gained traction, content creators and bloggers stepped in to say they had insider knowledge. According to them, Marvel executives felt caught off guard by some of the public buzz surrounding Ryan's involvement in upcoming projects. In one version of events, Blake reportedly exaggerated Ryan's non-Marvel commitments, convincing studio heads that he couldn't handle the demands of their production schedule. Another scenario had her criticizing Marvel's creative direction, allegedly fostering a wedge between Ryan and the higher-ups. The rumors' details varied, but the conclusion was always the same. Marvel, fed up with these complications, decided Ryan wasn't worth the risk.
But it was Hugh saying yes that gave the whole thing a why, and that was why we didn't have it. You don't just have to do a sequel to everything just cause. And you saying you wanted to do this, it gave us the why and the how. And it was
Thank you, man.
Really incredible.
From a credibility standpoint, both Ryan and Blake are known for their professionalism and upbeat social media presences. Ryan built a reputation for comedic charm, strong relationships with studios, and the ability to headline successful films. Blake, meanwhile, enjoys a generally positive image tied to her acting career, charity work, and witty online banter. The notion that she would deliberately undermine Ryan's standing with Marvel runs contrary to everything fans have seen from the couple. Yet paradoxically, the more outlandish the rumor, the more certain corners of the internet latch onto it. This pattern often repeats in celebrity culture, where improbable gossip can gain remarkable traction. Ryan's biggest link to Marvel involves his portrayal of Deadpool, originally produced under Fox before Disney took over. After Disney's acquisition of Fox, Marvel integrated Deadpool into its broader cinematic universe. Many fans celebrated this move, curious about how Deadpool's irreverent humor would mesh with Marvel's often family-friendly tone. So far, the official word is that Marvel wants to preserve the same comedic flair that made Deadpool a smash hit. Most industry observers have interpreted this as a sign that Marvel trusts Ryan's ability to deliver on this beloved role. For that reason, suggestions that the studio would discard him over personal drama seem shaky at best. Despite the questionable logic, rumors flourish thanks to social media's rapid-fire environment. Different posts cite unnamed insiders, with each account offering slightly varied rationales for why Ryan might be cut loose. Some claim that Blake oversold Ryan's outside obligations, making him appear unavailable for crucial cameo spots. Others allege that she spread negative remarks about Marvel's leadership, sowing doubt about Ryan's willingness to stick with the studio long-term. Because none of these stories come from verifiable reports, skeptics point out the lack of consistency. Yet fans hungry for any news, especially potential drama, keep the gossip alive. dissecting every detail and thread. Curiously, Ryan and Blake have not issued any statements addressing these rumors head-on. Both maintain their usual social media content, which is often playful or lighthearted. Blake posts about family life and projects, while Ryan shares jokes, brand promotions, and banter with friends and colleagues. Likewise, Marvel has not put out any formal comment about replacing or removing Ryan. When major casting changes occur, especially in a high-stakes franchise like Marvel's, the news typically emerges through substantial entertainment outlets. So far, none of that has happened. The absence of credible confirmation leads many to believe the entire story is a product of tabloid-style speculation.
It's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Does she like play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her, and she's like very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
Some fans interpret the silence differently, arguing that private negotiations could be underway and that neither side wants to intensify the situation publicly. They point out that if Marvel truly aimed to cut ties, the studio might do so discreetly before lining up an alternative actor or storyline. Secrecy is not uncommon at Marvel, which keeps details under wraps to preserve surprise for fans. Still, the notion that Marvel would dismiss a bankable star over lies told by his spouse strikes many as implausible. Typically, Marvel's biggest decisions revolve around production timelines, contract terms, or creative vision, not marital gossip. Further muddying the waters is a rumor that Ryan was set to film a cameo in an upcoming Marvel production, but that plan supposedly fell through. Various corners of the internet speculate that Blake caused the cancellation by feeding Marvel false information about Ryan's availability. While cameo rumors always abound, especially in the interconnected Marvel Cinematic Universe, there is no solid proof this cameo ever existed in the first place. Nonetheless, some fans see the cameo discussion as a puzzle piece supporting the broader narrative. Marvel needed Ryan for a cameo. Blake disrupted it by raising scheduling doubts, and the studio allegedly responded by letting Ryan go. In Hollywood, rumors often arise for a variety of reasons. Some individuals chase clicks and ad revenue on social media, others simply enjoy the thrill of spinning elaborate conspiracy theories. Fan communities can also fan the flames, especially when a portion of the audience is ambivalent about a particular character, like Deadpool's more adult-oriented humor in an otherwise PG-13 universe. Adding Blake Lively into the mix generates an extra layer of sensationalism. Perhaps the reason we see so many headlines about her lying is that it heightens the tension and drama, making for irresistible clickbait. Meanwhile, there's little evidence pointing to genuine tension between the two stars or with Marvel. Ryan's comedic style can blur the line between sincerity and tongue-in-cheek commentary. If he were to address the rumor at all, fans might not be entirely sure whether he was joking. In past instances, he's used witty tweets to tackle gossip about his personal life. He might drop a clever quip that leaves everyone laughing, but doesn't definitively confirm or deny anything. This playful approach can either diffuse rumors or, paradoxically, help them linger when people aren't certain what he really meant. Nonetheless, he hasn't even taken that step here. He remains his usual social media self, focusing on day-to-day humor rather than rumor control.
It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, admissions, documents.
Marvel is known for being strategic with casting. When they do recast or part ways with actors, it usually relates to contractual complexities, creative differences regarding a character, or substantial scheduling conflicts. The impetus for such a big move is rarely personal drama, especially not secondhand allegations about an actor's spouse. Considering Ryan is widely credited for the commercial and critical success of the Deadpool films, firing him would raise eyebrows across the industry. Additionally, the synergy between Ryan and Marvel has so far seemed positive, with both parties benefiting from each other's reputations and fan bases. Those closely following Ryan's social media see no hint of bitterness or frustration. He continues to speak enthusiastically about potential crossovers with Marvel heroes, as if eager to integrate Deadpool further into the cinematic universe. His general tone is upbeat, which doesn't align with someone who has been blindsided by losing a major role. Blake, for her part, posts typical updates about family and philanthropic efforts, appearing just as cheerful as usual. Observers who doubt the rumors use these online activities as proof that everything is normal. while believers argue it's merely a facade. Yet, in a true crisis, especially one so serious that it jeopardizes a career, some indication typically surfaces. Both Ryan and Blake are no strangers to wild speculation. They've faced gossip about marital strife, career shifts, and supposed feuds that never panned out. Typically, they address such talk by ignoring it until it fades, or by using humor to deflate any tension. The Marvel rumor seems bigger because it involves a global franchise with an intense fan following. Deadpool's popularity only amplifies the stakes, as many viewers eagerly await news about how he'll be woven into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In reality, these swirling accusations might just be another instance of social media chatter that catches fire temporarily before burning out.
So you have something of Gigi's in the movie.
Yeah, it's like a wedding, like something old, something borrowed, something blue, something new.
Wait, which
except
one?
it's just-
Now I want to think of the scene.
Oh, I'm wearing her stuff all over it.
Oh, really?
And tons of like Bodhi, which is with the suit now that I'm wearing is Bodhi. It was meant for my husband, but I borrowed it.
His suit?
It was meant for him to wear, but it's so pretty. Look at it. You guys are not getting it in the shot.
In the digital age, misinformation can explode in popularity if it hits the right emotional beats. Conflict, betrayal, scandal. Fans who love Ryan might be protective, quickly jumping to his defense if they suspect wrongdoing by Marvel or by Blake. Conversely, a minority of Marvel fans might be less enthused about Deadpool joining a family-friendly universe and are more inclined to believe rumors hinting he's on his way out. Meanwhile, gossip sites and tabloid channels gain valuable clicks from sensational headlines. Absent any official clarifications from Ryan, Blake, or Marvel, the rumor remains fertile ground for speculation. If Marvel were truly about to dismiss Ryan Reynolds, one might expect official entertainment outlets to report more concrete details, or for the studio to quietly signal a new direction for Deadpool. Given how beloved Ryan's portrayal is, removing him would risk alienating a core part of the Marvel audience. Furthermore, the storyline that Blake inadvertently torpedoed his future with the studio lacks credible evidence. Marvel is known for investing in star power and maintaining stable relationships, especially when it comes to highly profitable characters. Fans can be sure that if a major shift were in the works, the news would not remain so murky for long. At this point, many fans are content to adopt a wait-and-see attitude. If Ryan reappears in upcoming Marvel marketing campaigns, or if cameo rumors turn out to be true, this entire narrative about his firing may dissolve overnight. On the off chance Marvel makes a sudden announcement about recasting Deadpool or shelving the character, people may revisit the gossip and wonder if it had some basis in reality. Still, that sort of dramatic pivot typically comes with a more direct explanation. The vague notion that Blake lied and therefore Ryan got fired doesn't match Marvel's standard operating procedure, nor does it align with how the couple conducts themselves publicly.
It's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Does she like play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her, and she's like very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
In many ways, this rumor is a cautionary tale about how modern media can spin partial truths, or outright fabrications, into seemingly credible stories. Celebrities often prefer not to engage with every piece of gossip, knowing it could fan the flames even more. If Ryan and Blake came out aggressively denying the rumor, some might suspect they were protesting too much, which could inadvertently give the story more oxygen. By maintaining their usual routines, the couple signals that there's nothing serious going on, effectively draining the rumor of credibility. Internet culture thrives on sensation. Even when details are thin, the allure of a potential bombshell, like a major star losing a lucrative role because of personal betrayal, can overshadow the lack of solid proof. Media personalities, fan bloggers, and self-proclaimed insiders exploit this cycle for views, likes, and follows. The Marvel brand adds an extra spark, since anything related to its cinematic universe is guaranteed to attract attention. Thus, even a flimsy rumor can gather momentum before anyone has a chance to question its validity. When you weigh all the evidence, or the lack thereof, the simplest conclusion is that Ryan Reynolds remains in good standing with Marvel, and Blake Lively has not derailed his career. The rumor seems to be an echo chamber of speculation with no official source backing it up. Ryan continues to show enthusiasm for future Marvel possibilities, and the studio has made no moves that suggest they're second-guessing his involvement. With time, actual announcements about Deadpool's next appearances will clarify whether these rumors hold any weight. Until then, fans looking for drama may have to settle for message board debates and clickbait headlines because the real story doesn't appear to contain much substance. All right, show's over. Hungry for more twists? You know where to find us. Keep that popcorn hot. We'll handle the drama. Want to catch the next showdown in real time? Hit subscribe and buckle up.